The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight, we hear from a panel of experts on how to prevent sexual assault.
We'll have that and more coming up. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Welcome to Coyote News. I'm Xander Hull.
And I'm Ava Sevening. The South Dakota Board of Regents' Randy Rasmussen stopped by SGA last night to speak on some recent policies. Senators asked Rasmussen questions about the tuition freeze and what steps are being taken in place of that policy. The NCAA settlement was also brought up. The BOR doesn't want to cut any sports because of the lawsuit, which is why the state sued the NCAA on behalf of the BOR. SGA meetings are every Tuesday night, and meeting minutes can be found on their public Google Drive. Governor Kristi Noem's calling upon the U.S. Department of Justice to do more for public safety on Native American reservations. On Friday, the department announced the Oglala Sioux Tribe as one of the 78 communities across 47 states to be designated under Section 1103 of the Violence Against Women Act. This means that the tribe will receive focused law enforcement efforts and legal support to prosecute people convicted of domestic violence who own firearms. On Monday, Noem shared her letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland on social media. She's urging him to follow through with the policy changes requested by the state. Noem says that conversations between the state and federal agencies will help move toward solutions. Attorney General Garland has yet to reply.
Earlier this week, PAVE held a panel to discuss sexual assault awareness and aftercare. The panel was a mix of USD law enforcement, mental health professionals, as well as the professionals in the field of domestic violence prevention. The panelists focused mainly on explaining how victims of sexual assault can work through their recovery, how they best see fit. Emma Thompson was one of the panelists and works to help recover victims.
We are all here to hear you and to believe you and to help you understand the process as it unfolds. We're not here to force you to do one thing or another, because that's what we believe your resolution should look like. For them, and everybody feels.
As well as PAVE members, emphasize the importance of believing victims of sexual assault and not prying for more details than they're comfortable sharing.
A portion of West Main Street is being closed for repairs. The Clay County Highway Department announced that the road will be closed for milling and repaving. The closure will stretch from the Valiant Vineyards Winery driveway to the intersection of West Main and Highway 50. The closure started on Monday, and an end date is not clear. Vermilion residents are being asked to plan alternative routes until construction is completed.
Last Saturday, the Community Connection Center hosted their 5th annual 5K. This tradition aims to bring people together and spread awareness of the impact that the center has on Vermilion. The event provided snacks and entertainment for all ages, attracting families and individuals from all walks of life. The event coordinator, Kelsey Collier-Wise, says that the Connection Center is there to support families in need.
Celebrating the 5th anniversary of the Community Connection Center with a Community Connection Center 5K. So the Community Connection Center is basically a hub for social services in Clay County. Make it easier for people in need to access services, and so we're celebrating 5 years.
Donations from the race will be contributed to the center's food pantry, Rural Office of Community Services, the Salvation Army, and the Evan Project Diaper Bank. The group's already planning for next year's race.
Tomorrow, President Sheila Gestring will deliver her 2024 State of the University address. The address takes place tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 5 in Alf's Auditorium. The speech is open to the public and faculty. Staff and students are encouraged to attend. For those unable to join in person, the event will be live streamed on USD's YouTube channel. The Vortex Film Festival kicks off their 3-day event at the Coyote Twin Theater. Over 40 short films were selected for the screening. The festival opens on Friday night with the South Dakota premiere of Lost on a Mountain in Maine at 7. Its name comes from Vermilion's reputation as a vortex that draws folks back time and again. The organizers' hope is that the festival itself will keep bringing people back to Vermilion year after year. For a complete listing of the Vortex lineup, visit vermculture.org/vortex. To purchase weekend passes or tickets, visit vermiliontheaters.com.
After the break, how one organization is giving back to children. You're watching Coyote News.
Join us at the Coyote Twin Theater this weekend for the inaugural Vortex Film Festival. This celebration of Midwest filmmaking kicks off Friday with the premiere of Lost on a Mountain in Maine, featuring a Q&A with South Dakota director Andrew Keitlinger.
Oh, what is it? What is that?
Films run all day Saturday, culminating with the horror movie Frogman, followed by a Q&A with Minnesota director Anthony Cousins and an after party at 19 Brewing. The festival continues on Sunday, and special USD student prices are available. So get your tickets now at vermiliontheaters.com.
This is Coyote News.
With less than 3 weeks until the 110th Dakota Days, the homecoming theme has officially been revealed. The theme for 2024 is Through the Decades. Organizations who are interested in participating in the annual parade on Saturday, October 12th, can register on the Dakota Days website. Registration closes on Sunday, September 29th. A reminder to student organizations, submissions for Royal Court nominations are due this Friday at midnight.
Students have a new way to show their gratitude to professors. The Arts and Sciences Faculty Affairs and the Student Affairs Committees have come up with the idea of faculty shoutouts. Students are able to share positive feedback with instructors on D2L. A faculty shoutout button has been added to the site and can be located under the resources menu. The Center for Teaching and Learning will collect feedback received and share it with the deans. Individual schools and colleges will distribute the responses to their specific instructors.
USD Dakotathon held its annual carnival on Friday, the first of many fundraising events the organization will host this year. The event featured a dunk tank, bounce houses, and burgers for both students and the Miracle Kids that Dakotathon funds. Executive Director Ella Whitmus says that these events help get Dakotathon's mission across to the public.
Well, I think it's especially important at the beginning of the year just to kind of let people know who we are and what we do. So we have events like, the carnival, we have like a dodgeball tournament, we have this push week, which is where we have a bunch of fun events in the fall.
The money raised from every event goes to the Sanford Children's Hospital in Sioux Falls. Coyote News' Parker Orr is live in the muck with Dakotathon's fundraising director to talk about what's happening next. Parker?
Thanks, Xander. I'm here with Jesse Loving with some more perspective on Dakotathon. Jesse, how did the carnival go in your opinion?
The carnival went really well. It was great to see everyone and get our names out there and show everyone what our mission was.
How much money was raised at the carnival?
I believe we raised around $3,000. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was around that mark.
And, what kids have stuck with you, and how do you bond with kids that are being more shy about the experience and trying to put themselves out there?
Well, it's really easy to get close to the kids just by talking to them, getting to know their story, and just getting close to them. That's always helped, and yeah, I had a good time doing that.
What are the details for your event tomorrow?
Our event tomorrow, so we have trivia at the Varsity Pub. You don't have to be 21 to enter, and it's about if things are legal or not. So it'll be really fun.
And then, what's your favorite Dakotathon memory so far?
My favorite Dakotathon memory so far is last year we had the day of event. It was at the SCSC. It was a lot of fun. It went all day, and I got to meet everyone, and we just had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for making it out here, Jesse. Live with Coyote News, I'm Parker Orr.
Thanks, Parker. As we just heard, Dakota-thon's year-long fundraising effort continues tomorrow with a trivia night at Varsity Pub and ends with the organization's annual Day of event in April.
A public sound bath took place downtown this past weekend. A sound bath journey was held at the United Church of Christ, giving attendees the opportunity to meditate and energize through the power of frequency. Misha Graham, founder of Shifting Energy Through Sound, started the event during COVID in late 2020.
By utilizing the crystal bowls, it allows me to connect with others in a deeper, meaningful fashion.
The next sound bath will be held on September 28th, again at the United Church of Christ. For more information, check out Graham's Facebook page, Shifting Energy Through Sound. A ceramics alumni exhibition is currently on display at the Fine Arts John A. Day Gallery. The Connection Through Function exhibit celebrates the work of longtime USD ceramics lecturer Michael Hill, who passed away unexpectedly last fall. It showcases the artwork of many of Hill's students and also memorializes Hill's lifelong passion for creating and teaching. The central element of the exhibit is a table, suspended from the ceiling of the gallery, containing numerous examples of Hill's ceramic artwork from throughout his career. The exhibit is on display through September 27.
One of the free amenities to students is Charlie's Cupboard. The cupboard is dedicated to addressing food insecurity and improving the lives of USD students by providing food and personal care products. Students are able to obtain either food or hygiene products by just providing their student ID. The cupboard's located in room 114 of the Center for Continuing Education. It's open Mondays from 2:30 to 6 and Thursdays from 4 to 6. After stopping at Charlie's Cupboard, head on over to Charlie's Career Closet. The closet provides new and gently used professional and business attire to USD students, free of charge. Students are eligible to receive 10 free items per semester with their student ID. Charlie's Career Closet is located on the first floor of East Hall and is open Mondays and Thursdays from 2 to 5.
The Debate Club is a student organization new to campus this year and held their first debate last night.
The question that they faced was, who is the GOAT of men's basketball, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Teams of three took the stand to defend their pick. They each gave their introductory statements and had 2 minutes to answer each question. The questions asked were about how their player impacted the game of basketball, their influence beyond the court, and how they are set apart from other all-time greats.
The floor opened to the audience, where students could ask the candidates their own questions. After closing statements, the vote was tallied. By just one vote, LeBron James was named the GOAT.
For more information on future debates, check out the Debate Club on USD Involved.
Next, on Coyote Sports, women's volleyball sweeps their first home matches of the season.
And a conference banner gets raised for last season.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
This is Coyote News.
USD hangs yet another banner in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center. This is Coyote Sports. I'm Muhammad Mohammed.
And we'll highlight Vermilion boys soccer. I'm Jacob Pierce. The volleyball team went 3-0 in their first home games of the season this weekend. The South Dakota Classic included Montana State, Iowa State, and UTEP. 5 Coyotes had career highs against the Montana State Bobcats in a 5-set victory on Friday night. Avery Van Hook led with 54 assists for the team and put up 20 digs. South Dakota defeated the Cyclones and the Miners in 4 sets each. First-year outside hitter Lauren Medic led the team in kills with 20, 16, and 13 respectively as she picked up her first Career Summit League Offensive Peak Performer of the Week. The Coyotes improved to 6-2 on the season. The Coyotes are in action tomorrow night at the Quick Star Classic in Iowa City in a finish to their non-conference schedule. The volleyball team raised a second straight championship banner in the SCSC Saturday night. After finishing 12-4 in the Summit League last year, the Coyotes were co-regular season champions. South Dakota split the championship with Kansas City, Omaha, and Denver. Before the game against Iowa State, USD celebrated their achievement by unveiling the new banner. Cameron Ferris says this particular title means a lot.
I think seeing that each year, I think being a freshman and seeing that, you get to take part of being what can we do next? And so I know my freshman year I got to see one of those be unveiled, and then since then just watching my own go up there from our teams past few years has been really special.
The banner marks South Dakota's first back-to-back conference title. The Coyotes have won 4 of the last 7 titles, either an outright or a tie. USD begins their conference title defense next week at Denver.
The Coyote football team was disappointed in their travel to Portland this weekend for what would have been their 3rd game of the season. But the Portland State game was called off due to illness. Athletic Director John Schmickel shared his feelings about the situation in a post on X. The Vikings were dealing with many possible cases of whooping cough, which is a highly contagious disease. The first reported case was on Thursday, but the team didn't disclose that information to USD until the Coyotes arrived on Friday. PSU called the game off on Saturday morning without consulting South Dakota. The Coyotes will be back home against Drake on Saturday. The Coyote Athletics made other football announcements over the week. The team will travel to Idaho in 2026 to face off against the Boise State Broncos. The game's scheduled for September 19th, and it is the first of multiple non-conference games being scheduled for that season. This will be just the second time South Dakota competes on Boise's blue-teal field. The first meeting between the two was over 50 years ago in 1973. In that game, the Broncos beat South Dakota 53-10 in the Division II quarterfinals.
The men's golf team competed in their first tournament of the year earlier this month, which was also the first competition for new head coach Chad Green. Coyote News' Maggie Bishop is live in the muck with Coach Green. Maggie?
Thanks, Jacob. I'm here with Coach Green, who just had a very successful meet this last week as the new head golf coach. Chad, how did this last meet go for you and your golfers?
Yeah, it was a good showing for our first one of the year. Finished 7th out of 18th, so hard to complain as a coach. Had a really good showing out of Max. Max finished 3rd overall as an individual, so good way to start the year. Obviously, it can always be better unless you're winning, but really proud of the guys, how they play and how they handle themselves.
And how does it feel being Max's coach?
Yeah, Max is a 6-year senior, has a ton of experience. As an incoming coach, he's a godsend, somebody with a lot of experience, really mature, not just in his golfing abilities, but also a mature college student. Me and Max go a little bit back as he transferred here to USD from a school in the last conference I coached in. So I knew Max before I got here, and he's a godsend for as a new coach to have as running the new program.
And was it difficult transitioning from Division III and II into Division I?
It has its goods and bads. Obviously the competition's a lot higher at the Division I level from the D2 level, but I kind of took the steps. I started at D3, D2, and now D1, so I've seen the progression on how good golf gets as each level goes on. So to say it wasn't difficult would not be the correct statement, but it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be.
And how are you and your golfers going to approach this next meet this upcoming Monday?
Yeah, so we go over to Des Moines, Iowa, to a course I'm pretty familiar with. And as golfers, we kind of get ready the same no matter what course or what tournament it is. You know, we don't play defense and no one plays defense against us, so we only can control what we can control. So that's all we worry about. So we go out and prepare week in and week out the same way every week, no matter what tournament it is or what course it's played at.
Thanks for being here with us today, Chad. Live in the Muck, this is Coyote Sports, and I'm Maggie Bishop.
Thanks, Maggie. The men's golf team will compete on Monday in the Zach Johnson Invitational in Des Moines.
The women's tennis team competed in Colorado for their first competition of the fall season. South Dakota played in the Bedford Cup in the mountains. Grace Chaddock finished the best out of all the Coyotes, falling in the championship game to conference rival Denver. Skorcha Caves and Bia Havlikova also made deep runs, finishing with bronze in their flights with records of 3 and 1. South Dakota finished the 74-player tournament with a record of 16 and 10 in singles. While all three doubles teams went 2 and 2, competing against 32 teams, the Coyotes continue their fall season with the Gopher Invite on Friday in Minneapolis.
The women's soccer team played its final non-conference match of the season against Wyoming. South Dakota kept the game close in the first half, but the Cowgirls broke the tie in the 39th minute. USD played at a disadvantage for much of the second half as Janina Zanin received a red card in the 50th minute. Wyoming pulled away in the final 9 minutes, tacking on 3 more goals to win 4-0. South Dakota will start conference play against St. Thomas next Thursday.
After just 2 races, the first season rankings in cross country have been released. The Coyotes started the year ranked in the preseason Midwest region and have remained at 15 in the Week 1 standing. South Dakota is currently 4th out of the Summit League teams, behind the Jackrabbits, Bison, and Fighting Hawks. All 4 teams are within 6 spots of each other. Madison Brower leads all USD runners with the 17th best time in the conference thus far. The Coyotes have just the Grand Creek Classic before the next rankings come out at the end of the month.
The Vermilion boys soccer team is halfway into the season and are looking to claim their first state title. Coyote Sports' Trevin Ricklick was at yesterday's game against Mitchell.
After falling last year in the state semifinals to T area, head coach Kurt Nelson and the Tanagers seem poised for a title run.
We knew that we were going to have a good opportunity this year to make a playoff run, hopefully get to that championship game that's eluded us over the last several years.
Vermilion finished the season ranked 3rd last year behind Sioux Falls Christian and T. However, both of those teams moved up to Class AA this year. The Tanagers started the year ranked 1st in the preseason poll, but senior Michael Robe knows that it doesn't mean anything during the season.
So we all knew that we were ranked #1 preseason, but we also knew that that doesn't mean anything, right? Our team is completely different than last year, and we know that the other teams are also completely different than last year. So we just have to play our ball and do the best we can going into the games that we knew we could win, and the games that even we didn't think we could.
Nelson has his team at 4-1-1 after a tie with Mitchell Tuesday night. Vermilion faced hardship in that match, but Nelson doesn't shy away from adversity.
We're trying to just build and build and build to the postseason. I think this was a playoff atmosphere, and being down 2-0 at halftime and then responding the way we did shows a lot of good character.
The Tanagers came back in the second half with a goal from Tegan Wells, as well as this penalty kick from James Neeson. Vermilion held a 3-2 lead until the last 2 minutes of the game, when Mitchell tied the game at 3. The Tanagers are still ranked 1st in Class A with 4 games until the playoffs. Reporting for Coyote Sports, I'm Trevor Rickle.
Vermilion plays at home tomorrow night against West Central again, who they defeated 6-0 in the first game of the year.
That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students which restaurant has the best cheeseburger. Stay with us.
the University of South Dakota's Department of Media and Journalism.
You're never gonna know.
Fostering students' talent and creativity through the art of filmmaking. Share your stories. Bring your ideas to life. Discover your passion. Find your voice. Join USD's Department of Media and Journalism today.
In the United States, approximately 6.3 million animals enter shelters every year. Of those, only 3.2 million will be adopted, and over 920,000 will be euthanized. Help put a stop to animal homelessness, save a life, and rescue your next best friend.
This is Coyote News.
In the waters off of Washington State last week, a photographer captured a picture of a seal in the mouth of a humpback whale after it accidentally gulped it. A boat tour spotted Big Mama swimming in the water. The nickname was given to the humpback whale because she's been seen with 7 different calves over the years. The tour saw Big Mama opening her mouth wide to take in a small fish and water, but instead of remaining underwater afterward, she surfaced and began opening and closing her mouth. After the whale went back underwater, the whale watchers looked at their photos and videos and saw the seal in an unfortunate place. Luckily, though, the seal did get flushed out of the whale's mouth. Earlier, we covered the debate club's first debate where the winner was decided by only 1 vote.
We asked our ex-followers the same question. Who is the GOAT? Who would you say is the GOAT in your opinion, Xander?
Me personally, I can't say I'm the biggest basketball fan, or I don't watch a lot, but I did enjoy watching Michael Jordan play.
Yeah, I feel like me too. I don't know a lot either, but you know, he was before LeBron, so.
That's what I think. Let's check out the results. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The
Definitely.
people agree with us.
Yes.
Follow our X page for more weekly polls. McDonald's, Wendy's, and other restaurant chains are offering discounts since today is National Cheeseburger Day.
We asked students which restaurant has the best cheeseburger.
Here's what they had to say.
I mean, maybe this is a controversial opinion, but I really like McDonald's double cheeseburger.
I'd say Culver's because of the Butterburger.
I'm not a big burger guy anymore, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be Brickhouse.
I don't want to get political, but I'm going to go with the Brick House.
I'm going to go McDonald's because it's probably the most famous restaurant.
Me, I make the best cheeseburger.
I worked at this restaurant, bar / sports place, and they had the best cheeseburger. I don't know how they made him, but they were huge and they're so yummy.
I gotta go CC's. They've got a good little mini slider and it just hits the spot.
Probably in Vermilion, Burger King. It's really good.
Five Guys.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Burger King's just easy because it's always it's right next to the dorms.
I would say Bunyan's, and why? Because the bun is actually made how a bun should be done.
What about you guys? What do you think's the best burger?
Me personally, I love me some burger with some caramelized onions. I want every topping on that thing.
Probably just Culver's or Five Guys. I can't really think of anything fancier.
I know we don't have that here in South Dakota, but I would love a good Shake Shack burger.
Oh yeah,
so good.
I'd probably say my dad's burgers. Make some mean burgers, Dad.
And that's all for Coyote News.
Check out the Volant online for recent news stories.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.